good at this, and they don't need the video.
I was like wondering why you weren't recording.
Here, I'll scan it for them. Because my writing's so good, they'll totally be able to understand that.
Today it is.
Done. Okay. They can press pause. Okay. All right, practice. Use the trig ratios to solve for a side. So we're going to do that process, that three-step process, a bunch of times as we start to get good at doing this trig stuff, okay? Okay, step one is label. This is the angle I'm using. What's this side here called, the 5 feet? What's it called?
Hypotenuse.
That's the hypotenuse, yeah. How can you tell?
It's the longest side.
It's the longest side and it's across from the little 90-degree angle. Hello. And this side along the bottom is called what? That's the adjacent side, yeah. Because it's next to the 38 degrees. Yeah. Okay, step one is done. Hypotenuse and adjacent. Which one of the three trig ratios has adjacent and hypotenuse in it? Cosine, yep. I'm just going to put the CAH here. My x is on the adjacent side, so I'm going to cross off the A. This tells me I'm taking the cosine of the angle and multiplying by the hypotenuse. So I'm going to go cos 38 times 5 feet which is 3.94 feet. Anybody get 3.94? Yeah?
Whether I'm doing it wrong or I don't get my calculator.
Okay, bring up your calculator. I'll do it on yours and then we'll make sure it's the...
Yeah.
Rebecca, just bring it up to me and I'll take a look. Anybody else get 3.94?
I need a new calculator, a better one. Okay, that's Staples.
Yeah, let's take a look. You're in degrees, that's good. So on yours, okay, on yours you'd have to hit 38, then cos.
Which one? Sorry.
38, then cos, then times 5 equals, there you go.
Okay. So I typed the number first, then the...
Okay, next one. This is the angle. What's this side called here? The 11. That's the adjacent side, yep. And the x is the opposite. Which one of those ratios is opposite divided by adjacent? Tan, yep. I'm just going to put it up here. TOA. And the side I'm looking for is the opposite side, so I'm going to scratch that off. And it's a multiplication. So I'm going to go tan 37 times 11, which is 8.29 centimeters. Anybody else get that? Okay, the next one, there's my angle. The x is...
Round it up?
That one, that one needed to be rounded up, yeah. X is called what? Hypotenuse. Admit it, you're having fun saying it. Okay. This side up here is called what? The adjacent, because it's touching the angle. Opposite would be over here. So that's adjacent. Which one of the ratios has adjacent and hypotenuse in it? Cosine. C-A-H. And I'm looking for the hypotenuse. So I'm going to scratch off the H. What does it mean in math when a number is over a number? That means divide. Okay? So I'm going to go 19, which is my adjacent. So 19 divided by the cosine of 54. Okay. 19 divided by cos 54 equals 32.3. I guess that's kilometers. Anybody else get 32.3? Did at least somebody else get? Yeah? So we only, in order for you to get really, really good at this, you only need to do it about 100 more times. And then you'll be awesome at it. Okay? And if you love doing this, you should become a math teacher. You can do it thousands of times. Okay, there's the angle. What's this side called over here where the x is? It's the opposite. This side on the bottom is adjacent. Just gotta turn my phone off. Okay, so which one has opposite and adjacent in it? Tangent. Okay. So if you were doing a test and you just had this here and you didn't go any further, I'd already give you 2 marks. Because you've already you labeled it correctly, you've already identified which one to use, even if you don't get the right answer. It's a good deal, right?
So the 2 numbers always go on the bottom of the triangle?
The what?
When you do a triangle. The labeling, the 2 numbers always go on the bottom, right there.
These 2?
Yeah. The 2 numbers.
It depends on the question. So this one, opposite, is what I'm looking for, so I scratch off the opposite. And then this means multiply these 2 things. So tan 73 times 56 equals I got 183.17. Anybody else get that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, next one. The long side here, the x, is the hypotenuse. And this side down at the bottom is the opposite, yeah. And which ratio is opposite divided by hypotenuse? Sine, yep. Okay, so I scratch off the hypotenuse because that's what I'm looking for. And this time it's divide. Opposite divided by the sine. So it's going to be 27 divided by the sine of 37.
How do you figure out where those go on the triangle?
Just remember this. Here. They go in order. SOH, CAH, TOA. They'll also be given to you. You don't have to memorize them. I'll give them to you on the actual test and stuff.
How do you know which
They go in order. So this one's first on the left, bottom left. Then this is the top, and then this is the bottom right. So it goes like that.
clockwise?
Yeah, clockwise, sure.
Starting at the left.
Yeah. So 27 divided by the sine of 37, which is 44.86. Yes? And that is millimeters. Okay. This is the angle we're using. So this side over here is called that's the opposite. And this side here adjacent to the 24 degrees, but it's not the adjacent side because it is the hypotenuse. So opposite over hypotenuse is which one? Yeah, sine. Sine equals opposite over hypotenuse. And the hypotenuse is what we're looking for, so it looks like it's a division question. So it's going to be 18 divided by the sine of 24 degrees. Which is 44.25 meters. Anybody else get that? No. Okay, this one, there's my hypotenuse. I can always recognize that one first because it's across from the 90 and it's the longest. And if this is the angle, what's this side called over here?
Question.
Yeah.
Don't we already have the opposite of the hypotenuse? Are we looking for that?
On this one?
Yeah. Actually, never mind.
Yeah, that's why we scratched off the H, yeah. Okay, so this one's hypotenuse and this one is the opposite, right? So it looks like it's another sine question. And this time we're looking for the opposite, so I scratch it off. And it ends up being multiply. Sine of 59 times 15. .86 feet. Anybody else get 12.86? Okay. All right. Here's my angle. This side over here is the opposite. And this side is the adjacent. Which one is opposite over adjacent? Which ratio? Tan, right. TOA. Tangent is tangent of 20 degrees is opposite over adjacent. We're trying to find the opposite side, so I'm going to scratch that off. And I'm going to go tan 20 times 29. 10.56 centimeters. Anybody else get that? Okay. And that takes us to our last one. There's the hypotenuse. And the side on the left here is that's the adjacent, yeah. And the ratio that is adjacent over hypotenuse is cosine. Okay, I'm trying to find the adjacent, so it looks like it's going to be a multiply. Cos 27 times 54. Cosine of 27 times 54 is 48.11 kilometers. Anybody else get that? Okay, and don't panic if you're not getting them all right yet. You're gonna just keep, I'm gonna make sure you just keep doing these over and over and over again until you're really good at them. Because like I said, this is one of the math skills that you'll have to revisit next year. So it'll really make life a lot easier on you if you master it now. If it means I take an extra day or two for you to practice, then it's worth it.
Can I get some practice sheets on this page?
Yeah, well, we're gonna finish the booklet. There's lots more practice in here, and then I can print you out a whole bunch of extra practice. So. Okay, and it's just a process. It's the same kind of thing over and over again. Label, identify the ratio, and then figure out whether you're multiplying or dividing. Punch it in. And then, of course, it's, you know, dealing with your calculator. Everybody's calculator is different, so you got to get used to how yours works.
Really? Not me, I got my calculator inside and used my phone, it was much easier.
Do you guys want a sheet of extra practice with these kind first before we do anything else?
Yes.
Yeah? It's probably not a bad idea. Okay. Because then the next thing we're going to be doing, it's nice to start something new on a Monday rather than today. Okay. So we'll break there, and I will print you out a page of practice solving for missing sides. Okay? Make sure you get good at it.
Oh, wait, we're almost done here.
Yeah, the learning part is pretty fast, but then we need to take extra time just to practice. Because what's going to happen eventually is you'll be given, you'll be told just to solve the triangle. And what that means is you'll find all the missing sides. Like you won't just find this one, you'll also find this one. And you'll also find the missing angle. So it takes longer because you're finding all the missing parts.
It's crazy.
And then, of course, just like every other unit, the last thing you're going to do is be given word problems. And from the word problem, you're going to draw some kind of triangle, and then you're going to have to solve for missing parts to answer the question.
Book 6 is every single book, right?
No, 6 is slope.
Oh, okay.
And we'll kind of do that quickly. You'll only have like a couple questions on the
What
exam.
years was that?
Which one? 12.86.